Todd Phillips has given fans first looks at his upcoming movie, Joker, Folie à Deux. More recently, we got to see Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. The image posted on his Instagram was of her and Joaquin Phoenix staring deep into each other's eyes. Phoenix is in his Joker makeup, while his co-star has a bit of smeared lipstick on.
I thought it was very smart. It's really unique. It was like nothing I'd ever read before. And I thought that there were still elements from the kind of DC canon of Batman.
Did sparks already fly in this scene between the two lovers? This particular choice in casting took the internet by surprise. Fans didn't really expect to see someone like Gaga take on the role of Harley. But hey, not everyone expected Joaquin to play the Joker either. Knowing the director and the success of the first film, he can't do any wrong. The image released before that of Harleen Quinzel and Arthur Fleck was of Phoenix restrained on a slab. I'm pretty sure he was still at Arkham Asylum because the staff was wearing uniforms. If I were to analyze the two pictures, I'd point out that the one of him tied up had sadness in his eyes, while the other one showed a calmer emotion. Maybe I'm just exaggerating. This kind of stuff ends up being really important in movies. Harley's expression in the image shows fire because of how wide her eyes are staring at the man in front of her. Is it love, or will it go down to the comic dynamic of abuse and manipulation? Let's see what a potential plot has to say about this. Unfortunately, no official details have been released about the sequel, but what we do know is that this is going to be a musical. I, for one, did not know that Joaquin could sing. Looks like things will take a huge turn from the first part, which was a standard crime thriller about a man being pushed by society into a world of chaos and insanity. Personally, I don't know how the director will pull this off, because when a movie is described as a musical, people will think of just two extremes.
I've showed this movie to, when we were editing, I would show it to friends of mine, filmmakers, writers, and one of them had that theory. And you know, I like these theories. I don't look into them because, and I definitely want to answer them.
La La Land and High School Musical. There is no in between. I can just imagine the names of some of the songs. One of my favorite guesses is Joker Face. I'm pretty sure the titles of the soundtrack will be better than that. Now, it's not confirmed whether or not the sequel will take place minutes or even months after Arthur was admitted to Arkham. The first movie ended up with him killing an employee and running around the halls of the asylum. Pictures that Phillips posted gave us the idea that Fleck is still locked up.
Nowadays, the last big blockbustery movies I made was Armageddon, which was in 1997. And so, you know, and the rest of them had been like The Town and Gone Girl and stuff like that. So, you know, the technology had really changed the way those movies were being made, and it was...
Most of the movie will take place there, though. This is mainly because Harley started as a psychiatrist at Arkham as Dr. Harleen Quinzel. You don't expect her to turn into a criminal within the first 10 minutes of the film. Speaking of the movie, you may not know this, but the title could be hinting at the plot. Folie à Deux is defined as the delusion or mental illness shared by two people in close association. These two individuals are usually members of a close family. Put on your thinking caps for just a second. You know how they decided to turn the whole story around the origin of the Joker? Arthur ended up being Thomas Wayne's son and Bruce's brother. That twist either shocked everyone or pissed them off. There's no telling what sort of twist Phillips comes up with as far as Harley is involved. Sure, the choice of the title could be a little poetic and artsy. Seeing a film of this particular genre with a French phrase just screams masterpiece. Are you forgetting that the first part made over $1 billion at the box office? Maybe Quinn is a relative of the wider Wayne family, since staying true to the source material isn't of any importance. Joker had a lot of plot twists from the secrets of the Wayne family to how the dark alley scene took place, which led to Bruce's path to justice. There's also the possibility of a few cameos, because the major setting of the movie is the asylum. You're probably wondering who'd play who. That depends on the cast of the sequel. Joaquin and Gaga will take the lead. Zazie Beetz is rumored to reprise her role as Arthur's neighbor, Sophie. I could have sworn she died in the first part. Or is that some sort of weird vision? We'll probably find out in the sequel. Brendan Gleeson from the Banshees of Inisherin will also be joining the cast, along with Catherine Keener from from the 40-year-old virgin and being John Malkovich. She'll be playing a key role in the movie. I can only assume a detective or head of the asylum. Other actors that are part of the ensemble include Harry Lottie and Jacob Laughlin.
To be honest, sometimes when you're doing work like this, which is very intense and dark, often the atmosphere on set can be the opposite of that, because everyone wants to have, create levity and fun wherever they can. And also when you've got a group of characters.
With a cast like this, you just know there's going to be talk for an Oscar. The talent in front of the camera is insane, but what about the crew behind it? Phillips is both directing and co-writing the film, which is a good thing, because whenever a filmmaker has complete control over their movies, the product is always good. What's better is that this universe is away from the DCEU continuity, which means James Gunn has no control whatsoever. Co-presidents Gunn and Peter Safran will be credited as producers, though. Lawrence Sher will return as the cinematographer, and after seeing his previous work like Black Adam, it's safe to say that the beauty of the film is in good hands. He was involved in the first Joker too, so you can expect gorgeous shots perfect for your wallpapers soon enough. As for the score, Hildur Guðnadóttir will be composing. I wonder how the artist will turn things around now that the sequel is a musical. Man, I still can't wrap my head around this change. How on earth are they going to pull this off? Is Joaquin taking vocal lessons? Will the Joker and Batman end up having a rap battle? Oh, speaking of The Dark Knight, fans have wondered whether this is related to Matt Reeves' universe of The Batman. Short answer, no. Todd was very straightforward in keeping this away from any other universe. Even Matt tried toying around with the two main characters of each movie. Nothing worked out, and Phillips told the execs that this is going to be a Joker, and only a Joker backstory. He likes to call this DC Black, a separate label for filmmakers to give interesting stories, exploring characters in unconventional ways. But Warner Brothers didn't allow him to officially form a label under the banner. Reeves ended up following the Hangover director's footsteps to give us Robert Pattinson as the Batman we didn't know we wanted, but the one we deserved. Now for the final question, which you might have forgotten the answer to. When is Joker, Folie à Deux, releasing? Mark your calendars, everyone, because the sequel hits theaters October the 4th. Not so far away, right? Oops, forgot to add the 2024 at the end. Don't worry though, art takes time to perfect. Todd can take as much time as he needs, as long as it's as good as the 2019 release. Filming has already begun. It started back in December 2022, to be more specific. 2 years is enough time to shoot each scene and make all the necessary edits and reshoots. It's all very exciting, to say the least. I, for one, can't wait. DC is giving it their all, with highly anticipated films and sequels, like Blue Beetle, The Flash, and more. Anyway, that's all you need to know about Joker 2. For now, see you in the next video.